Hello and welcome to another edition of Marketing Cracked. Today we're going to be talking about priorities and easing your client's pain. Okay, welcome back. So the reason for today's video, I was talking to a friend of mine and I was saying about how our house can get quite messy. We've got 4 dogs, we've got 2 giant cats, we've got 2 kids. I'm not the tidiest of people and our house always needs cleaning. So we have a cleaner. And my friend, she said, oh, how the other half live? And I was like, what do you mean by that? And she was saying, well, I wish I could afford to have a cleaner. And it's like, okay, well, have you got £20 a week to spend on a cleaner? No. Well, let's look at what you do spend your money on, because let's see, I'm just interested, being nosy to be honest. And it turns out that she spent money on a whole load of stuff that perhaps she didn't need to spend money on. Now, I made the decision to prioritise having a clean house because I haven't got the time to do it myself. And again, with all these animals, I'd be like Freddie Mercury in his pinny, just like walking around the house with a Hoover all day. And I can't be doing that. So what do you spend your money on? And it's the same with clients and potential clients. When they say, oh, I can't afford you haven't got the money. No, it's hardly about the money. It's about you not being a high enough priority for them. So an example, I think I talked about this a few months ago, is that we did a Facebook ad pitch to a potential new business, and it was a business that was struggling and they really need some help. So we looked and we thought Facebook advertised, it was a beauty salon, we thought Facebook ads could work really well for them, and we knew they could because we do Facebook ads for a load of beauty salons. And the cost for this particular package was £50 a week, so £200 a month to sort out your Facebook ads. Now saying, oh, I'm not sure I can afford that. Well, fair enough, we don't do the hard sell, we left her to it. And about a week later, I bumped into her in the garage and I was filling up, getting petrol, she was doing the same. Talked to her in the garage shop and she was buying cigarettes. Now, I quit smoking, God, when I turned 30, so when was that, last year, 2 years ago? No, it was a long time ago. But back then, you could buy a packet of cigarettes for like less than £5 a packet, but now they're like 9, 10 quid. I was like, goodness me. So every time I go in the garage, I look at the price of cigarettes and I'm staggered that people can still afford to smoke. Anyway, she was buying a packet of cigarettes and we got chatting and asked how she was. And I said, do you mind me asking, I gave up smoking a long time ago. So, how many do you smoke? She said, oh, 20 a day. Quite stressful and all that. So, okay, fair enough. So £9 a pack, and I'm not the best at maths, but I was doing the maths, it's like, my goodness. So her business was in trouble, but she decided she couldn't afford to pay £50 a week to us to look after her Facebook ads. But she was spending like, 50 quid around that on cigarettes. Now, I'm not saying, right, give up smoking and focus on your business. You do what you want, it's a free country. But it's just another lesson to me that I hadn't done my job well enough. Maybe I hadn't pre-qualified before actually going to meet with her and talk about what are her priorities, what are her goals in life, not just in business. And then maybe I hadn't alleviated her pain enough to find out, right, how can I truly help you? What is keeping you awake at night? Because we might be able to help, we might not. But it turned out that whatever I offered her, it still was down here compared to her need to smoke at 50 quid a week. So it really is not just about business. It's about whether you want to smoke, whether you want to afford a cleaner, whatever. What are your goals in life? What are your priorities in life? Because life, work, business, it's all one big thing. And unless we are sitting down with the right potential clients, unless we can get to the real heart about what is troubling them, what is stopping them achieve what they want to, no matter what we offer, no matter what price we give, it's not going to be right. Because generally speaking, it's not about the money, it's not about budgets, it's about people's priorities. So I'll see you soon for another edition of Marketing Cracked.